It's easy to say we're going nowhere, but if you don't know anything about crypto, then who do you believe that you are to even think that you know where crypto is going? Because crypto isn't deadbeat. Crypto is the way of the future. And in this video, I'm going to show you some very fundamental metrics and some incredible sections on who and why believes that Bitcoin is the number one asset and investment that you could possibly make for yourself, your family, your business, and your life right into the future. So, welcome back to the Incredible Crypto Bliss channel, and thank you for being here with me once again on this channel. I truly appreciate you. Now, let's delve right in right here. Let's start off with the S&P 500. Now we know that Bitcoin is incredibly volatile according to the S&P 500. And if we have a look at both charts, we can see that there is down sloping movements since there has been these sections here. This was on 19th of February and this was on 16th of December. So actually crypto ended up falling way before the S&P 500. Well, mind you, there's the double top on the S&P 500, so 23 Jan. So you can see here we've had a massive fall right down to the 786. We've bounced up somewhat, just like we were supposed to do right here at this point. Look at that, with the M2 money supply, and then now we're falling just like we predicted. Could we break down even lower? I don't know. I doubt it, because even the M2 supply is not telling us that we're going to break this low right here, which means that we're about done with this hardcore pullback, right? We should start to settle out somewhere in this zone right here and kind of hobble around a little bit on the 786 level. At that point, probably sometime around 23rd of April, which is sometime this coming month, will then start to create the upward swing and the upward momentum on the M2. The same thing here for Bitcoin, except Bitcoin is a little bit earlier at this point. Now, you can see here that on the stochastic RSI, we've been collapsing since right here. We weren't able to break through this level again, which it was quite an important level for us to get through. If you see there, okay, we've now hit a level. So I don't know, could we fall more? I don't know. I doubt it, but nothing's impossible, guys. So what I would suggest to you is that just having a look at where we are. Yes, look at this. Friday, Saturday, pullback. But it seems as though the money supply here is actually probably by Monday going to start turning massively around, giving us the momentum to break through. Now, wouldn't that be interesting considering we have lower highs essentially there, or higher lows, excuse me, starting to unfold there. So that's great and everything, right? But a scenario that I have to share with you is unfortunate that this right now is looking a little bit like a bear flag, right? But if you have a look at my Bybit, you can see that we have down sloping resistance at the top there, down sloping resistance there. We've broke down here, we retested, we faked it, we pulled back down here. So for now, we're under this level here that we can see. But at the Bollinger Band level, we're actually very, very oversold right here. The stochastic on the 4 hours extremely pressed down, and the MACD too. So for me, I would say that we would probably see a little bit of a pullback here. I've put a limit order here at 82222, and I have increased my margin size. And I would say that at this level, we probably bounce at least back up to there, okay? And I would say then, could we kind of hover around here a little bit and then break up? Something like that, okay? Do you know what that would do to us? Well, my friends, let's have a look at that, okay? If we come here and then we possibly break out of this down sloping trend, which might I just say, like once we get there, that's okay. We can hit this level. I would say then that we would possibly even potentially come for a pullback and then a massive breakthrough to the upside. Let's move this thing. It's a little bit annoying. And then something like that, which kind of follows suit on the money M2 money supply, right? So a little bit of a pull up and a pullback, and then a massive pull up. So you see where it is that I'm going with this. Now, I do believe that you can see that. This is what it is that I'm talking about. If this does start to happen, my friends, do you see what I see here? Bitcoin loves the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder pattern. Bitcoin loves these patterns. So for me, I'm showing you this. I'm showing you this as the first person on YouTube right now, giving you an indication and a prediction. Nobody can predict. That's one thing you need to know. But I'm just having a little bit of foresight to just share with you exactly where we could be heading here right now. And honestly, why would you not want to participate at this point? So here's my little buy-in fee. I did say to you guys I would buy, so I've put a little limit here. Like I said, possibly we come tap down. If we do break through the floor here, I don't believe we're going to go below this kind of 77, 76 level, somewhere around this area here at this base. I don't see that happening. If we do, then this is, of course, all invalidated. All of this is invalidated. And then all you really need to be concerned about is how the Bollinger Bands respond. So I'm going to leave this here for a little moment, and let's move on with the remaining content of this video. Let's move on. So, power of law, Bitcoin's market cap measured in gold ounces. Now, don't worry about any of this stuff. Just very simply, what the fuck? Even is this, and why does it make Josh Mandel's 444,000 Bitcoin look less crazy? Well, let's have a look here. Okay, so let's not worry about anything else other than Bitcoin's market cap divided by gold per ounce. Bitcoin's market cap, ever since inception, has drastically increased. Okay, except what you can see here is it's such a linear, straight line right up. Okay, and the thing breakups and pulls away from the upward line, the upward trend line. And so you can see that even when we pull back, we come right back down to it. That's okay. We pull up wildly far away from it and right back down. This is almost quite similar to what the rainbow chart is, right? Now you can see here gold price in US ounces, US dollars, and boom, right through the roof. But Bitcoin continues to gain strength against gold. So Bitcoin, you can see, is starting to look a lot more powerful than what gold may be at this point. The quantity of Bitcoin needed to retire, okay, 4% rule to replace a median US family home. So 4% of price times quantity equals income. How many Bitcoin do you need to replace a median US family income? Less than 2 in the 2030s. So if you can get yourself, you can do, it's a 4% rule. If you spend 4% of your assets in your initial year of retirement and then adjust for inflation each year going forward, you will be unlikely to run out of money. And so the Bitcoin price here, you can see, continues to push upwards. Family home income continues to push. It's going up, okay? But the thing, Bitcoin quantity is coming down. Boom, further and further and further and further and further every single halving every single time. So this is what Bitcoin looks like in its 4-year cycles. Now, currently, Bitcoin is the orange line at the orange price. Look at how it has responded in all other cycles. So I'd like to say to you right now that we are extremely early at this point here. And this is, look at how much energy we have to go in this bull cycle. We are nowhere near done. Great video, right? I dig it. Let's have a different perspective of this video. So as you can see, we are still very, 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 very early to this cycle. I think you are starting to feel quite well convinced now that we are really still early in the cycle. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'd love to hear, please. Now, here's another chart to describe where we're at, right? We're at the 2018. We're years ahead of support. So this chart is showing us 5 years ahead of support, which is where we found support at the baseline of Bitcoin all the way back down here. So let's go and we'll put this on the charts for you. Okay, this was the baseline that is being represented in this chart. Okay, so which was actually at the bottom of the years ahead of support. And then look at where we were at the peak there. Now take a look here where that line was there, and then have a look at the baseline essentially in terms of support. Look at how fundamentally powerful that zone was for the bottom of this cycle. Now, that was the 5-year mark, right? And that's why Bitcoin power curve time contours, right? You're holding the asset, the best asset on the planet. Keep what you have, save a portion of your pay in Bitcoin, and let time handle the rest. You don't need leverage. You don't need to trade. You only need time. So if you have a look at this, the Bitcoin power curve, boom, we just keep going. Boom, we keep going up. We're not even anywhere near where we need to be at this point. And essentially, by 2026, we could be somewhere up here. Somewhere up here would probably be about 500,000. Okay, so delayed gratification. And here's why. Because the Bitcoin halving cycles give us the best secret in crypto. I think you see what it is that I'm trying to share with you here right now. So the first cycle was that teeny weeny tiny little line at the bottom there. The second cycle was the one just above it, which kind of had a little bit of a few blips. And the third cycle was this little rally. And then the last cycle was this major rally. Okay. And every single cycle that came after pretty much continued to dwarf the remaining cycles, right? Look at where we're at right now. We're on the cycle on the way up. Do you think we're about to dwarf all of these remaining cycles? And if you do, let me know what you believe Bitcoin could hit at the end of the cycle. What price do you believe it would peak at? Because right now, GameStop surged 15% after announcing it will buy Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. This is the Bitcoin effect. Look at this major pump. And if you see that BlackRock launched a European Bitcoin ETP on Bloomberg, which was on the 25th, so a couple days ago. And I don't think you realize how important and how critical this is to the success with all the regulatory changes happening in crypto and in the US. Bitcoin hash ribbon flashes buy signal. It's telling us to buy, even though we're down on the last day or two. Okay, it's telling us to buy. This is one of the most reliable buy indicators, and every single time it tells you to buy, it fucking goes up. I don't think you realize how important this is. Significant price gains have followed 7 out of the last 7 times this indicator was triggered. Now, this is the 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time since 2023 that this indicator has now signaled to us to buy. If you are missing out, then make sure to use my Bybit link down below. Get yourself some of this juicy asset. Take a trade, whether you're trading it or buying it on spot and holding it for long term. The choice is yours. That is up to you. That is not up to me. That is up to you. Right now, you can see that Bitcoin's market cap is pulling away from altcoins. The discrepancy is the greatest it has been in years. Honestly, this is quite sad, and I think this is possibly because of Ethereum at this point. And truly, I would say to you right now that this is a very critical time for the crypto space. This has been the largest discrepancy we have seen in the pull away, okay? Bitcoin market cap is still remaining very high. Altcoin market cap has bled to death right now, okay? It's a hard pullback, but honestly, look at this. Before we made this move, it follows Bitcoin. We have to wait for Bitcoin to make its next move up before we can see this gap once again start to tighten up. Now, isn't it interesting, right? Because this was the previous Trump's presidential term happened 200 days after the inauguration. So 2016 election, look at it, boom, pump. We're now at this point. This was when the 2024 election happened. We are literally at that point. We're about to pump. And I'm pretty confident I've shown you this now in the M2 money supply. It is exactly saying the same thing, that we're about to start the upward trend. Are you ready for this, my friend? If you are, then make sure you are subscribed to the Crypto Bliss channel down below in the description of this video. let's go and make money together for this season, this cycle, and let's have some fun. You can be financially free this cycle if you believe. Now, Bitcoin is officially the world's 11th largest currency. So if you still don't see that Bitcoin is here to take over, regardless of how much of these trillions are all currency based, Bitcoin is going to vacuum this up. And I'm going to give you very clear evidence from one very particularly orange pilled individual in the space. And I'm pretty sure you know who it is that I'm talking about by now. But honestly, if we look at this, this is probably a collective of about 120, 130 trillion here. Okay, just in absorbing currencies, right? China's the craziest. It's like double what America is. That's very epic. And this is going to give you some crucial evidence right here, right now, that Bitcoin is now 1.3% of global money. This is according to this month, right? So fiat money, everything that I've just showed you, I said, right? 120, 130. So it's 108.2 trillion in fiat. That makes up for about 83%. The Chinese yuan being about 44 trillion, the US dollar about 21, euro 17, Japanese yen, British pound, so on and so forth. Gold is a $20.2 trillion asset, and hard money Bitcoin is being Bitcoin and gold is sitting at $21.9 trillion, kind of the whole US dollar money supply. Isn't that interesting, right? And that's why the US government wants to buy Bitcoin. That's why they want to know what's in the vault. Bitcoin is about to go absolutely berserk, and you do not know how this is going to go. But I'm going to show you right here with Mr. Michael Saylor and what he has to say about the potential price of Bitcoin over the next couple years and decades.
Of capital are flowing into the network. It's going to go from 2 billion to 20 billion to 200 billion to 2 trillion to dollars of capital are flowing into the network. It's going to go from 2 billion to 20 billion to 200 billion to 2 trillion to 20 trillion to 200 trillion. And when it gets to 200 trillion, it'll chop along at plus 20% to eventually 300, 400, 500 trillion dollars. And where is that capital going to come from? It's going to come from Russian real estate. It's going to come from Chinese private equity. It's going to come from everything in Africa, everything in South America. You have capital flowing from foreign financial and physical assets to Bitcoin. You have capital flowing from 20th century assets to Bitcoin. To the capital is going to flow from the 20th century to the 21st century. It's going to flow from physical to digital. It's going to flow from currency-based derivatives to a digital commodity derivative. So it's already happening. It's unstoppable. It's literally like, for me to say Bitcoin's going to demonetize gold understates it. Yeah, it's going to demonetize gold. Then it's going to the real estate that's 10x more than gold. Then it's going to demonetize every long-term store of value. So what you have is a situation like the Europeans show up and they give like some Dutch guilders or some pieces of paper or some glass beads or seashells or stone coins to people using a more primitive form of money. And we have the opportunity to, in essence, just grab 10, 20, 25% of the network, let the entire dynamic flow, and it's going to accelerate. And when the dust settles, the American people will own 25, 30% of that capital, which right now is sitting in 20th century.
Fundamentally life-changing, wouldn't you agree? Now, here's the interesting part, right? $500 trillion in Bitcoin market cap value would take Bitcoin currently from, if you had one Bitcoin, okay, in your account, like I just showed you for potential income for you and your family, replacing your income with Bitcoin. That's $85,000 of Bitcoin right now. In fact, let's go and check right now, Bitcoin is sitting at $82,000, 476, right? So if you come here and you say, okay, today this thing is worth $82,000. In the near future, when it does absorb everything that I've just showed you in this video, then we know that potentially Bitcoin could become 25,200,000. That's a very exponentially huge return here. You can see there's the 500 trillion dollars in market cap, giving us a $25 million Bitcoin, guys. I don't think you can understand how credible this is. That means that Bitcoin still has potentially a 30,000% gain in it with a 296x. That's epic. Where on earth can you 296x your money in your life other than trading? Okay. And you have to have some serious skills to be a trader. So, with that being said, I truly hope you can click my link down below, go and trade with me, make some money, buy some Bitcoin. Very simple rule. And thank you so much for being here with me once again on the Crypto Bliss community. I do appreciate you. And if you are still watching this video, I would appreciate it if you could go ahead and subscribe to my community and show some love by liking the video. Much love, much appreciations, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good weekend ahead.